What's going on YouTube? It is Texans Takeover here, back with another video. In today's video, we are doing a free agency styled mock draft. Um, Basically, what we're doing in this mock draft is probably going to be one of the more realistic mock drafts we've ever done. In filling up the Texans' needs as we head into the draft, we know Nick Casario is more of a best player available type of a GM, but Texans do have some glaring needs, especially at that left guard position. So that's something we're going to look to address in this draft here. We have 28, 38, 59, 69, 106, 128, 165, and 243. So, a good plethora of picks, especially around that top 100 range for the Texans to go look at as we start this draft with Arvell Reese going 2. Dylan Tinneman all the way up there at 11. Maui Noah goes to 6. Freeling at 13. And that's exactly what his rank is. And then Fano is probably ranked around there as well at 12. Sadiq at 15 to the Buccaneers makes a lot of sense. He's ranked at 14. But as we keep turning along, Vega did go. Excuse me. I must have missed that, but he does end up going. And then we're here at 28 with the potential to go a lot of different directions. For me, I think what the Texans are going to do is actually trade with this team right here in the Cardinals. It's funny that they did it popping up. I think if they give 104, 141, and 217, and we give like 243, I think that's something the Texans could look at. Um, or, I think 182 could even be in play there, but I think something like this could definitely be in play for the Cardinals to move up into the first round. Obviously, you could do something like this. I bet that'd go through. Um, and then you could do a 3-pick swap right there, um, and we can actually try that. I'll offer that. It does get accepted, so we move back but move up. So you move back, move up, and then move back or move up again. So does really help out the outlook of this draft as Ian Atchor goes there at 31. I think that's someone the Texans can look at, certainly, but not someone I wanted to look at in today's video at all. You see we have 34, 38, 59, 65, 69, 128, 165, and 182 now. And I think that 165 has the potential to become a couple of late round draft picks there. But here at 34, little annoying that Peter Woods did end up going at 33. I think that's someone we could have looked at 34. But I think here at 34, we can go with someone that can play guard in the NFL, like a Caden Proctor, Caleb Lomu. Maybe Chase Basantis is available there at 34 or 38. So I think it's the case of a best player available here. And I think he can go a lot of different directions. I think Christian Miller is certainly someone you could look at. Lee Hunter, I know a lot of Texans fans are big fans of him. Um, but I think with the way the board fell, I think it's dumb not to take Caden Proctor. So that's what we're going to do here at 34. And just like that, Christian Miller and Lee Hunter are both still here. So I think the Texans would crush this draft if the scenario did play out, because I think Caden Proctor is a really good player. And you're getting him with this size to play at the guard position. You're not playing him at tackle yet. Certainly has the potential to, but you have Braden Smith who's going to play right tackle for you. You have Ariante Ursary who's going to play left tackle for you. And then you have Jake Andrews at center, Ed Ingram at right guard. You're just looking for that left guard, which Caden Proctor could certainly slot into. He definitely has the athleticism to play guard. It's just getting him to lower that weight, flow downhill a little bit better. I know Emmanuel Pregnon's certainly an intriguing option. I know Chase Basantis is a really intriguing option. I really like Chase Basantis. If the Texans were to go with him, I'd be ecstatic with it. Same with Pregnon. I think he could slot in and do a good job. But I think Caden Proctor is certainly a project, but someone that you could look at to be a starter. And if you develop him the way that you want to, he's going to be one of the better offensive linemen in the league. Here at 38, I think you want that interior force. The Texans are looking at bolstering the trenches. I think that's the way that they should approach it. That's the way they've approached it so far. Christian Miller's certainly one you could look at to be a run stuffer, and then Lee Hunter's that one you want to be a game wrecker. And when I look at the Texans, I want to know if they look game wrecker or if they look, someone that's going to play their role, which is all we need from the interior defensive line. And considering the age, I think Christian Miller is certainly an intriguing prospect and a really good one at that. I think has really good tape in the run game. So really intrigued to see what the option would be if it's Lee Hunter or Christian Miller. Other interior defensive linemen include Big Citrus, Terrell Jackson Jr. I like as well. Chris McClellan I actually like down the board too. So a lot of options. in this class. It's a pretty deep defensive line class, but for me at 38, I'm going to go with the game wrecker, and I'm going to go with Mr. Lee Hunter there. Um, to round out that defensive line. So you pretty much addressed all your needs so far. Basantis does go there. Here at 59, I think Jake Golday certainly intriguing. I think Josiah Trotter is intriguing as well, just because he has that potential to um, be that athlete at that linebacker position that we don't really have, who's good in both coverage and in run defense. We have Aziz, obviously, but I mean, at the same or the will, we don't really have it. And Josiah Trotter definitely offers that. Jake Goldie is an exceptional run defender, um, really good coverage guy too. So they both offer it. I think that coverage grade for Josiah Trotter is a little bit low, but really instinctive athlete. I think the Texans could certainly value that. Um, but for me, I am going to pull the trigger on Jake Golday here at the top of the board. I do think a linebacker is still a need. If you want to develop Jake Golday behind Henry To'oTo'o, and then you don't want to pay Henry To'oTo'o after next year, it makes a lot of sense that you'd bring in a linebacker pretty early on in the draft. And I think Jake Golday is certainly one that could be that for us. Here at 65, I think Derek Moore is actually really intriguing. I think the Texans could use a backup edge rusher. We did bring in Logan Hall, who can be a backup edge. Brought in Dominic Robinson, that can be an edge. Um, and other options. You could look to tight end here. Oscar Delp's all the way down the board though, so that's someone you could consider all the way down there. I like Sam Roosh quite a bit. I like Max Clare, um, but you're really flexible at this spot. I think you could go center here. You could go guard here. Um, I like Keelan Rutledge. I like Billy Shrouth. I like Jake Slaughter. I like Logan Jones. I like Pet Coogan. I like Connor Liu. Um, so you have a good range of these guys at that 86 to 90 range to go after. So, I think if you go to like the Dolphins or someone that has 75 and 90 or 87 and 90 and you give 65, there's a chance that they accept that. I think you take that all day of the week and you move down there. So you're acquiring a lot of draft picks in this draft. And here at 69, Max Clare still available. Josiah Trotter still available, but we did just go with Jake Golday. So you could bolster tight end. You did bring in Foster Moreau, so maybe you don't want to look at that. Um, and you don't have many needs. You really don't. Sam Hecht could be someone you look at. I know some people don't like him as much as a Slaughter or Lou. I don't either. I prefer Slaughter over all these guys. I think Connor Lou's a very good scheme fit though. So if he's available there at 87, that's something we could definitely consider. But I'm actually going to do a trade with 69. And I'm going to move back to like 79 just in case, um, you know, we do end up with only one of the center options. I think it's better to be proactive than not. And here at 79, they're still all available. So I am going to pick up. Actually, we're going to move up. Um, we're going to use 90 and 165, hopefully, to get to like 82. 77% chance of being accepted, excuse me, and we'll do that. So we now have 3 picks in this range, and I'm actually going to go with the tight end here. I'm going to go with Max Clare, and then we're going to go back to back on the interior offensive line, with Connor Liu being my first one. Keelan Rutledge goes there. That's who I wanted. Dang it, man. Kind of sucks. Billy Strouth's there at 108, so that's something you could look at. And we'll do that. We'll go here with 97, 235, 244 to get some late round picks. Or can we get 165? Yeah, we'll do this. 87 for 97, 165, and 244. That makes a lot of sense to me, I think. How many picks have we had so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll have 6, 7, 8. That's 11. So maybe you just take away 244 and you do this. And I think that's very reasonable. So 97 and 165, we're moving back. And the Vikings get that pick, which they go with the center, funnily enough. And here at 97, I think you have a lot of different directions to go. I moved down in hopes to get Billy Strouth. He's still available. I think it makes a lot of sense. And you addressed Caden Proctor as a guard, but I think you could use someone as a backup guard there, with the lack of depth that we do have. So I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to go with Billy Stroud there at 97. I think this mock draft's going great so far, to be honest. Um, McClellan's still available. Let's go. Um, that's who I wanted. So him falling's big. He can be part of that defensive line rotation. We have Togiai Rankins. If you want to include Hall, you can include Hall, but he's kind of that Danico Autry role. But if you want to talk about true defensive linemen, we have Togiai, Rankins, Naquan Jones, and then Logan Hall is going to be that edge D line um, threat, and then you'll have Lee Hunter in this scenario. But I think 5 is certainly um, a healthy amount, maybe even 6, because there's a lot of injuries on the defensive line. So I'm actually going to just pull the trigger. I'm not going to think twice about it. We're going to go with Chris McClellan. And actually, I do have something new for y'all that I want y'all to check out. So I'm going to bring it on screen now. And that is on Call X. I made an account there. Texans Takeover Cards. You search it up on the users at home. You go to Explore, and then you go to you search in text. Whoops. Not now, please. You search up Texans Takeover Cards, and then you go over to database, you go over to users, click on Texans Takeover. I have some listings up right now. You can see out of 99 Breece Hall, out of 249 CJ Stroud for us Texans fans, out of 25 Franz Wagner, Sauce Gardner rookie card there, Jahmyr Gibbs patch, Bijan Robinson out of 100 rookie card. Saquon Barkley out of 199 from him at Penn State. Jahmyr Gibbs rookie card, Marvin Harrison Jr. rookie card. These really cool Caleb Williams cards, if it allows me to pull on this. There it goes. That really cool clear Caleb Williams card I really like too. It's a rookie card as well, which I need to update. And then we have some graded cards in there too, which are really, really nice. If I scroll down a little bit more. In a PSA 10, Zach Wilson, which is funny. And then a Gem Mint 10 Amon-Ra St. Brown for you Lions fans out there, or just card collectors. It's at a really good price. So, if you do want to go buy some cards for some relatively good deals, go check that out. I'll have some more listings on there. I have a Nico Collins rookie patch that I'm about to put up there after this video gets posted. So, go check that out. But let's get back to this mock draft. Where here at 128, I think Jalen Kilgore is actually a really good option. I think we've done well in terms of getting that contrast between offense and defense. I think it could be something where you just pull the trigger and not think about it. We're gonna have 10 picks in total this draft, which I don't think is an insane amount. And I think Jalen Kilgore does actually make a lot of sense to be a backup safety as well as a backup corner. He's able to be that versatile option. And I'm sure he can play in the nickel too with how good of an athlete he is. So we'll go with him there in the 4th round. I think that's very fair for him. I think he could be a day 2 pick, to be honest. But 4th round, sure. Might as well go with him if he's available. And then here at 165, I think Kevin Coleman Jr. makes a lot of sense if you want someone that can compete at that slot receiver spot. He certainly could. And I'm not going to think twice about it. I'm not going to make any more trades this mock draft. But yeah, I am going to go with Kevin Coleman Jr. Just because I think we could utilize someone in that slot as a receiver, and he's certainly one of the better slot receivers in the country this past year. And the year before, he showed a lot of promise. I thought it could have been a day 2 pick, but I think 2024 was a lot better than 2025, even though 2025 was not bad by any means. But I think we've killed this draft. I think this has probably been one of my best drafts yet. And then here at 182 to round out this incredible mock draft, I actually have a 1 of 1 pre-production Oscar Delp that I'm going to put on there. I think could be really intriguing on Call X, but we're talking about mock drafts. Here at 182, I think Jamari Taylor could be a home run hitter. I don't think he's a huge back. Pretty stocky at 5'9", 204, but not huge in terms of height, like a Adam Randall. Jam Miller's quite quick. especially for that size, which is something you can look at. Jamal Haynes is quick too, but he's also very, very small. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna go with Jamari Taylor to be an RB3, a home run hitter, and I think the Texans can certainly do that. And yeah, I really, really like this mock draft. I don't know about the grade per se, but the way it went, I thought was excellent. And it's a B plus, so I think it really went well. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. No, this is probably my favorite one yet. In terms of just attacking what the Texans need and getting some of the best players at those positions in the entire draft. So, yeah, let me know down below what y'all think. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, subscribe. Reminder: once we hit 500 subscribers, the live streams will begin, unless the Texans sign Wyatt Teller. If Texans sign Wyatt Teller, I'm going live right away. But other than that, then yeah, once I hit 500 subs, I'll start doing live streams. So please subscribe down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this mock draft down below. Do you think it went well? Do you think it went poorly? I think it went well, but again, I'm not all of you, so I can't predict what y'all would say. So just let me know. And as always, it's Texans Takeover, and I'm out. Peace.